he slammed my face into the plate, the taste of blood mixed with overcooked meat. My ears rang, my vision blurred. And then, laughter. Mom smirked, fork still in her hand. "At least now you're worth looking at." Dad leaned back in his chair, smug, satisfied. "She has no value. Just a prop at my table." They didn't know what I had already set in motion. Their laughter died the moment my phone, still in my pocket, vibrated once. A signal. Quiet. Precise. The kind of signal you only wait for when you've been planning for months. And their faces went pale. I used to believe in family. I used to think blood meant something. But growing up in their house, blood only meant one thing. Mine. Spilled for their amusement. Every bruise was entertainment. Every broken bone was a joke. And every tear I shed was proof I was weak. For years, I told myself they'd change. That maybe, if I succeeded, they'd see me differently. I graduated top of my class. They called it luck. I saved money, secretly, working 2 jobs. They called it selfish. And when I finally got an offer to build my own life, a small house, my own career, they demanded I handed it over. Not asked, demanded. Because, as Dad put it, everything you are, everything you earn, belongs to us. The night he broke my ribs for refusing, I made my decision. That was the night the revenge began. I didn't fight back with fists. That would have been pointless. They lived on dominance, violence, fear. So I chose silence, patience, precision. First, I documented everything. Every bruise, every scar, every insult, recorded on a small device I kept hidden. Their words became weapons in my pocket. Second, I reached out. Neighbors, extended family, anyone who had ever witnessed their cruelty. Quiet conversations, careful nudges. More people willing to tell the truth than I expected. Third, I built the trap. Bank accounts they thought I didn't know about. Properties Dad bragged about owning in secret. Mom's habit of writing checks she couldn't explain. I traced every lie, every theft, every shadow. I wasn't their victim anymore. I was their executioner. That night at dinner, when he smashed my head into the plate, it wasn't pain I felt. It was confirmation. They had just given me the final proof of who they were. When I looked up, face bleeding, Mom smirking, Dad sneering, my phone buzzed. One vibration. The lawyer. Everything was in place. "I recorded that," I said quietly. The room went still. Forks froze in midair. Their smirks vanished. "What did you just say?" Dad's voice cracked. I wiped the blood from my lips. My hand shook, but not from fear, from restraint. I said, "I recorded that. And the last year. Every word, every bruise, every stolen dollar." Dad's face drained of color. Mom's smirk collapsed. I slid my phone across the table. On the screen, video thumbnails, hundreds of them, time-stamped, clear, inarguable. Dad stammered, you wouldn't." "I already did." My voice was calm, too calm. "The lawyer has it all. The bank has it all. And the police? They'll have it in 10 minutes. The silence that followed was louder than the years of their laughter. I could see it in their eyes, the sudden realization that the powerless girl at their table wasn't powerless anymore. Mom tried first, her voice sweet, trembling. "You don't want to do this. We're family." I laughed, a sound I hadn't made in years. Family? Family doesn't break ribs for money. family doesn't use your face as a napkin. You don't get to call yourself that." Dad slammed his fist on the table, but it was hollow now. "You'll ruin us!" I leaned forward, my face still streaked with blood, and whispered, "That's the point." Here's how it ended. Within a week, their assets were frozen. The empire Dad bragged about was seized. Fraud, tax evasion, abuse. Every person they had ever sneered at, silenced, humiliated, they came forward now. My recordings unlocked them. Mom's friends vanished the moment her name hit the news. Dad's voice, once a weapon, played in court as evidence. The jury didn't flinch. And me? I walked into that courtroom, scars visible, ribs still healing, and I didn't hide anymore. When the verdict came, guilty on every count, they didn't look at me, not once, because they knew I wasn't their prop anymore. I was their reckoning. Sometimes at night, I replay that dinner, the moment my head hit the plate, the laughter, the taste of blood. And then I replay the silence after my words, the fear in their eyes, the way the power shifted, instantly, forever. That's the moment I live for. Not the pain, not even the revenge, the silence. The silence when monsters realized the prey they fed on just set fire to the cage and walked out.